This is the video lesson for 3.06, No Hiding from Fear, and hiding is spelled incorrectly. It's spelled like hide in Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, so it's kind of a pun there. This lesson is longer. It's got 9 pages, so I'm going to move through this quickly, starting with the objectives. They are to understand the unique characteristics of Gothic literature, explain how authors use the elements of fiction and language to create suspense and explore fear, and to make connections between a literary work and the time in which it was written. So the first thing you're going to do is you're going to read the little introduction here, and then you're going to do this little game where you're going to match the superhero with the villain. So this first one is Superman. You drag him up to Lex Luthor. And so you'll do that for each of them. And then you'll go to page 2. On page 2, you're going to start with a quote about Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde, and it says, Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde deals with the relationship of the baser parts of a man to his nobler, of the capacity for evil that exists in the most generous natures. So what that basically means is that Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde is about how we sort of reconcile the parts of us that are evil, the parts of us that want to do bad things, with the parts of us that want to be good and to do what is right. And so how do we reconcile those, and who ends up winning in the end, the bad part of us or the good part of us? So I wanted to explain that because I think it's a little bit of a confusing quote. But you're going to read this whole page, and make sure you scroll all the way down, and it's got a list of some of the more popular or more famous Gothic works, including more recent stuff. I, however, would argue with the last one, the Twilight series. I cannot think of sparkly vampires as being Gothic, but whatever, I didn't write this. To me, if you're going to put Twilight on there, you might as well put Hotel Transylvania on there. But anyway, that's just me. Maybe you loved Twilight and found it totally scary Gothic. I don't know. Anyway, read this whole page and then go to page 3. Page 3 is really interesting because it talks about the contradictions of the Victorian era, which is when the Gothic stuff was coming out. So make sure that you scroll down and then go through this little slideshow here. There's 8 slides, and it shows the contradictory stuff, which is really interesting. Make sure you read the entire thing, including this little cards here, which are just a refresher. If you took the part A of this course, you already should know about plot, setting, theme, and so forth, but when you go to these, you'll click on them and it will give you a good reminder of what it is. And make sure you go all the way down and then go to page 4. Page 4 is going to start going through the different parts of the story, beginning with plot, and you are going to read through this, and then you're going to come down here to where it has this thing about each of the characters. So if you just hover over the characters, it gives you a little picture of them from the old black and white silent film. It's really old, like 100 years or more. But anyway, these are the characters, so you get kind of a picture of them, and you hover over them, and they'll kind of give you some information about that character. And then scroll all the way down, read the whole thing, and then here at the bottom, the next pages all have this for each story part. They have the questions to consider, plot, and then a little video clip from the silent movie where you push play. It's really small, so you probably might have to zoom in on that one. But the important thing is just remember to read the entire page and to go through all of the tabs. And then go to page 5. Page 5 is really similar to page 4. Again, you just need to read through it, and then it has the 3 little parts here at the bottom, questions to consider, plot, and video, and then go to page 6. Page 6 is the same except for character, so read through that, do the little tabs, and then go to page 7. It's the same thing again, but about conflict, so read the whole page, go through the tabs, and then go to page 8. And on page 8, you'll do the same thing again, but this time with theme. So read it all. It's pretty short. This one's the shortest one. And then you'll go to page 9. For page 9, it's got this little activity here. It says match each literary element with its description. So having done these previous pages, now you're going to know about the setting, the plot, the antagonists, and so forth. So you will just match them. So you I think you just click on them both like that. Yeah. Okay. I picked the wrong one, but anyway, and read the whole thing and then take the quiz, and good luck.